Oh, I cannot. Okay, whatever. Can you post me a link?
If I knew how to do it. Content. We're live. And here. And here.
Nice.
All right. Maybe you can share something.
I copy it. Excuse me?
I sent you a link.
For what?
Maybe you can for the stream.
Yeah, I got this. I'm trying to figure out how it works.
Should work quite good. So let's go here and let's go to YouTube Studio.
Nice.
Live chat. How do I access the chat? Docs. Maybe docs. Chat, maybe. Yeah. Hi there.
All righty.
Okay. Let's see. I will like
All
tweet
right.
it. Tweet.
So what's the
Maybe we can
idea?
maybe we can draw on the board like what we want to do.
Yeah, I can draw. So let me grab my pen and stuff. I never use this TL draw, so I might
Oh,
do weird stuff. Let's see.
I just
So
learned some.
in general, the idea was that there is a router. Oh, that's too much. How can I make it S like small maybe? Yeah, whatever. So we have some kind of router here. Damn. Not that simple, right? And the router. So the application, there's like global state, right? A global state somewhere. I don't know. Let's say everything here is inside a global state. and then it's like global state, and there is some kind of current route or something, right? And the router has configured paths, right? So like routes, paths, I don't know, something like this. Let's say route.
So this is like similar to front end. Like how do you think in terms
Exactly.
of like web front ends?
That's my idea. So for example, there's some kind of path like login, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another route. How can I?
You can the toolbox like down below.
How can I?
Tell me.
Oh, using space. Okay, that's fine. And there's another route, maybe login and I don't know, like main or tracking.
Okay.
Right. And these
So
are just configured in the router.
And these are like considered to be like independent views, like rendered fully on the surface of the terminal, or?
Yes, this, and they have their own input handlers, right?
Mm-hmm. So everything is scoped. Huh?
Exactly. So these have another scope. There's one global scope and there is like local scope.
Mm-hmm.
For each route, there's a scope. And now then there is input coming from terminal. So all of these, so there's like underlying or overarching event source, which is terminal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this terminal creates events. This is part of Ratatouille library. It will be cross term or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And this creates events, and those events are handed over to router, or maybe a router creates those events. I'm not yet sure how to put it in code, but the router then delegates this event to active route. For example, if this route is active, then so differently, every route or different. Let's maybe go up a little bit.
Sure.
And define a route. So in my opinion, route, right? Let's say route has two things first. It has, or actually differently, it is part of input handler. Right? And it has some kind of renderer. Or I don't know how to call it, some kind of view maybe. Right? And the route needs to have two functions that delegate to these two components. So if router would then say, okay, this is some path name, or let's say name, right? And the router will say get path by name, and then, for example, handle input, and then event from the terminal, right?
Like a row event will be passed here. Huh?
A row event is passed there. So router is configured with direct access to terminal events. Every time I press a button, router receives event from the terminal. And now router decides which route should handle this event. For example, when I press Q and on login screen, on the login route, when I press Q, I want to take this letter and add it into input field.
Like your email address or?
But exactly. But if I press maybe Q on tracking page, this may mean that I want to quit, for example. That's why we need different handlers for every route. And same goes for renderer. So router will call path by name, so some name of the path, and then render. And this function would return then Ratatouille components, right?
Yeah, okay.
For example, paragraph.
Yeah, or whatever.
Right. So router takes results of this function and renders it, so to say.
Okay.
Can I use this? No. Okay. So that's the kind of idea. But now the routes, right? Routes need a way to talk to router as well. For example, imagine that login route has a button, right? And when you click this button, it's not a button. There's no button.
It's some element.
There's action. Yeah. When I press enter, for example, login route, I'm typing in my email, I'm typing in my password, and I press enter. Now, if the login was successful, I want to be redirected to a different route, right? So let's go down. That means that login should be able to pass some kind of event, like let's call it like router event, right? That says, please go to different page. And router listens here, like subscribed, like sub. And this would be eventually publish, right? And router picks it up and says, okay, this event asks me to redirect to /tracking, right? And then router changes the current path to something different, or current route to something different. So I mean, what I mean is that the communication, although the routes should not know about router, right? They should be it should be possible for them to communicate with router for whatever reason. For example, to change the
view,
to navigate. Yeah, to navigate.
Okay.
But this is only navigation, right? Because then there must be some communication between these paths and the global state as well.
Let me draw something like this is a bit different to web. I think like if we have a let me draw here, right? If you have a login page and this is your email address where you're typing, and then there's a button to sign in here. For example, there we don't say something like navigate to /tracking. There we pretty much invoke actions, like to call the backend API to get a token or whatnot. And at the end of this flow, there is some redirection happening pretty much somewhere. But like the component that this component didn't know for the end view, like where you want to go from here in the web programming, like. So if I understand correctly,
actually,
right?
Actually, it does. For example, if you're using Vue.js, you can directly call router. You say router push /something, and then the component knows that there is a router and explicitly asks it to navigate. Or you can do window push or whatever.
Yes.
So,
but the thing here, for example,
web, it's done more explicitly.
The thing here is, for example, if we take the concrete use case of a logging, so you will put your email address here and you will click on some element or do something that will invoke the call to the backend to make all of this happen, and then navigation pretty much this is prerequisite to navigate away to, for example, to the tracking page.
Pardon, what's the prerequisite again?
For example, we said here we are on a login page. You press enter, and you will probably be redirected to the next page, which is in our case to enter the code, login code that you will get via email, right? You will paste this.
So yeah, so that's a different problem in my view. So in my eye, so there's local state as well. So every route has local state, right? So every route has its own finite state machine. That means the first state is there's no email given.
Yes.
Second state is I added email and now I wait for response from the backend, right? Third state, for example, is there's no code given. So email is sent, but there's no code, right? And then another state is the code is entered, I send it to backend, and I wait for the response. And then possibly the code is correct, and I will log you in. That is redirect you to tracking. Or the code is wrong, and I will ask you to repeat the process.
Okay.
And if it's correct, then we need to update the global state with, for example, JWT.
With the token.
So route encapsulates logic and representation.
Okay.
Maybe we can just program structure for a route and a router.
Yeah. We are there.
Then maybe it will be clearer for us what to do with this. I mean, we need to figure out whether it even makes sense first.
So there is some struct of a router. So the router.
My mouse here. Then I will do struct of a route.
Okay. So this router knows for routes pretty much.
Yeah, this must be a vector of routes. It's not a macro. It's not a macro.
Oh, it's not.
Just, right. And router has like input handler. And now that's a question what this will be. I think this will be mutable function mutable. How to say this? That returns something? Damn.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. And I mean either lambda. So I thought about lambdas, but maybe this could be a struct as well. I don't know. Trait object must include dynamic keyword. So handler and renderer. Which renderer is, let's say it can be the same stuff, but it doesn't return. It needs to return some kind of Ratatouille object.
I'd call it something like just render.
Some kind of Ratatouille object or element. There are things like block, I think, or something. No. Block or paragraph. I don't know. We need to figure out what's the basic building block of Ratatouille and return it.
Wait, we have
in my opinion,
we have a friend of mine that
should have.
We have some question on the stream.
Oh,
so Bogdan, like questions. With whom I worked shortly, is there, so he can help us actually with our like Rust questions or like uncertainties.
How can I see the chat? Actually, I think I need to open up the stream myself, right? To see the chat. Came here for the Rust. Where's the crab? We ate it.
Yeah. Let's see, Bogdan will probably help us with some questions about Rust.
So
We might have.
Bogdan is probably better at Rust than we are.
For sure.
That's fine. So my idea was that there's like a current route here as well. This could be a string. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this means that the
Path.
route needs actually something like name.
Logical name, like. Or
Yeah.
like it
So
can
for
be
example, this
an
could
enum,
be
right?
login or
Routes,
slash tracking. No, because actually this enum, do we want enum? That's a good question. Should it be enum or not?
Doesn't matter. Let it be string for now. These are pretty much like URLs in the web, in the browser.
Yeah, exactly. This is like path part.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But how could this then work in practice? Let's create a simple application that has maybe just 2 views.
Okay.
Let's go back to TLDR,
Mm-hmm.
TLDraw, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I will draw just above your login place. So maybe we could have, do I have drawing? Let me test, yeah. Maybe we could have a simple website, not website, a key application.
Yeah.
We could have one view, which would be, I don't know, it would print hello something. And the other page or view that would define this something, right?
Like an input field that requires this, or?
Exactly. So this would be some kind of variable something or name. Let's call it name. Where's Robert? Let's go. There's a global scope name, right? And on one view, let's say hello, we print this value. And in the other view, let's say settings, we assign value to name. Name, and here we just input, right? So input, something like this.
Okay. Like two independent views. Yeah. Hello and settings.
Exactly. That means we would need to have 2 routes and 1 global state. So we need global state. How about like struct app for the global state, right? Say represents the global state. Something like this. Or do we need to do that? Represents, no, how does it work? Slash asterisk asterisk slash something like that. Represents like Javadoc, Rustdoc. Represents the global state of the app. Wow, we are writing stuff.
Yes.
And there we have this thing name, which is a string. Can I assign like default value?
No.
Like string.
I think not.
From no default value in.
Unless you destruct implements the default trait, I think.
Yeah, but default for string is empty string.
Correct.
And I wanted to. That doesn't matter.
We can derive default for it, but let's forget it.
So we need. Maybe let's start with creating a node val let. Let routes is vector. I don't have autocomplete. For whatever reason.
Oh.
Greg left. Oh,
You just got kicked out.
I just got kicked out. Can you somehow
copy session
invite
link?
me again?
Maybe you can use the same link.
Most likely, yeah. Wait, let me.
Greg joined. I like that.
Joined. I'm back.
Yeah.
I joined. I didn't do anything. Okay, so let routes is vector. And then we can define routes. Oh, but then the route needs implementation.
Yeah, Bogdan said we can implement default for app.
Default for app.
Yeah, the question we had here, right? You wanted to give a default, but like you cannot just say equals something because it doesn't work like this.
I see. Yeah. So we could go with implement default for app, and this should probably return what are not all threads missing default. Okay. What is it? Public default, something like this? Yes.
Looks like that.
Which means I return name world.
You need to make it to strings.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you, Bogdan. Amazing. Learned so much.
Very good.
Okay. Comments are not needed. All right. But in a similar fashion, we need implementation for route. And here we need a function new, which returns self, and it returns self. And then we need what? Name, which is a string. Yeah. I mean, pretty much all of these. So input handler, which is dynamic function mutable that returns nothing initially, and then render, which is function mute. I'm not sure if we need it here. I mean, like name, input handler, and render. What did I do here? The thread bound is unfulfilled, does not have constant size, not convert to box. But this, why it should be the same here? The thread bound is unfulfilled, route does not have constant, not convert to box. And then it should return the box. No, I don't want to return the box.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't define it here as a box. So.
Yeah,
but he doesn't know
the tricky part. Yeah. Well, I think these things must be boxed. Yeah, so we need to box these two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Box them.
Bix.
Box.
I will box mine.
And like box like this. Perfect.
Great.
Which means we need boxes here. Actually, we don't need boxes. Oh no, we do need boxes anyway. Okay. Box. Dynamic input has no predictable size. You should box them.
Pity that JavaScript doesn't have boxes.
Yeah, I mean, JavaScript doesn't have it. Yes. PHP neither, so I don't know, man. It looks ugly. Let me make it a bit more readable for my taste. I've got little lags in this code with me stuff.
Well,
can I like drop some emotes? Like usually you can
box them.
Box them.
So if you say, do you have Greg access to the chat? Like, so Bogdan said, dynamic function module has no predictable size. It should be boxed then.
Yeah. I'm reading chat right now. That's why we boxed.
Nice. Thanks, Bogdan.
Thank you very much, Bogdan.
So
it's read Eugene or Eugen?
I would say Eugen, Mikhail.
Eugen or Eugene? That's a tricky question. It's more complicated than Rust. Eugens.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, in Polish, there's the name Eugeniusz. It's probably something very similar.
Okay.
Route. So we can create new routes. What it means? It means that we can create now here route new, and then let's say one of our will be.
Oh, like this. Okay.
Yes. What did we want? Hello, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
And now
you need like box new, I think, if you want.
Oh yeah. Box new, and I forgot how to make these. I think like this.
Maybe it could work. What do we need here? Box of something.
Expected type got nothing. Don't format code by hand, run cargo format all.
Okay.
This is more complicated because I need to do the cargo fmt minus all. Well, I think I control Alt L. I mean, it probably calls that, so I should just press it. This should be to the string or a string from, whatever.
I don't know even what's the difference. I know there is a couple of ways you can build a string.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like string from /hello, is it the same as /hello to string?
To string.
Most likely, right? It's only the same stuff. Box new move. I need to move.
You need to move boxes, bro.
Because we need to move everything into the scope of it.
What does it even say?
I don't need this. I need just like that. Yeah, that's too much Kotlin in JavaScript. Okay, nice. Yeah. And I need to move this here as well.
Oh, Bogdan is right here. Box new, and then move.
Yeah, that's why I updated it, because Bogdan actually teaches us how to do Rust. Amazing. I mean, that's super cool actually, that we can program in 3, pretty much.
Exactly.
So routes. These are the routes, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe we can, Greg, shortly discuss why did we come with this idea on top of, like, if you go to Ratatouille and take a look at what they do, they provide some kind of design styles you can use, and one was this Elm architecture, and there was some other patterns component or whatnot. And we figured out, like, by just following this and trying to code in this manner could potentially lead to very unmaintainable applications. Everything from my experience, I tried to code something directly using this Elm architecture, but it quickly went so crazy that I could not even follow.
Thank you, Bogdan. I wish you a lovely day.
Thanks, Bogdan.
Cheers, mate.
Take care, bro. Okay.
Yes, I mean, from my perspective, the main reason why we came up with this is because this is what we are used to do. And I never programmed CLI application. And the tutorials at Ratatouille, like you said, when I follow them, I end up with very hard to maintain application, hard to extend or...
Yes.
So learn the patterns from web development. I only naturally try to apply them in desktop development or CLI development, because I believe the principles are the same. Even the Elm architecture, what it says, so Elm architecture breaks down the app into 3 layers, which is model, representation, and update logic, right? So this is pretty much MVC, which is model, view, and controller. I believe the principles are the same. The layers or responsibilities, area of responsibilities are just the same, because there's some model, some state, right? There's a state, there's input that modifies the state, and there is representation of this state. So I think it's natural, but I don't know.
But we'll not use it.
Right. So no. Learning new concepts is too complex. So let's just
no. Let's see, like, if we will make something useful and usable.
Oh, most certainly. So we do have routes now.
Okay.
And
the router needs them.
We need to create a router. A router needs a constructor.
Correct. How do we do this? Impl router. New router with a vector of routes. Self. And then we create a router. What do we need here? We have this route and current route.
And we need a current route. I would propose to just pick the first one from routes.
Okay, so I can say string from, I guess. And then can say routes. What is this? Like this
it is already a string. It is already a string.
But this is a vector of route, which is route, and route has a name, right? Will this work?
What if I send empty vector? Then this will.
Don't do it like.
Just don't do it. It's so simple.
Very good, very good. That's a good question. Like how to validate to make sure that this constructor has some validation in it. Okay, let's do it for now.
Create a private function like get first or something.
Okay.
No such field. Add missing field. Oh yeah, because we need to say current route is this.
I think it's
yeah, not like that. Yeah, but now this is a problem because cannot move. We need. What do we need? We don't want to move it. We want to clone it because that's a string. Actually, can we just do like this? Like
let's see.
That and clone this guy.
And without clone, cannot move. Yeah?
No, because we don't want to move it. We want to copy the value of the string. We don't want to borrow it or move the ownership.
The question is like whether we need these routes after we decide to build a router here. The question is what we want to do with this routes. It will be fine for him to take over the routes.
Yeah, but let's see, because let's see how we will use it later, right? Because the routes need themselves.
Yes. Route name.
So routes need themselves, and now the question is, do we need to move here the whole route object or just its property? I don't know. Neither. Okay, so we have the router, right?
Yeah.
So
this should be the default route, current route.
That should be the default route. So what we can say is we can implement. We could maybe at the very bottom we could do something like a router render, right? And this should render hello world or something like that. So for example, where are these routes defined? These routes are defined here, and this is that's the renderer. No, that's the input handler. That's the renderer. So I would say like print line, and I want. Oh, but now that's interesting because
no, you cannot say. Okay. Like name argument.
Let's reformat this a little bit. Although I know Bogdan said that we shouldn't do this manually, but I have no clue how to make it look like I want it to look like. So what I want to do here, for example, is I would like to have something like self name, which means that I probably need to move self here. But what does it mean to move self? It's not possible. The route. I want to leverage path's name here. It's not, I don't know how to do this. Right, so I want this to be, I want the name. So I could say name here. Name is a string, right? And this could be possible. But then this render function would need to call. So if we go to, where's router implementation here? And I say public function render, right? And what it does, it takes get current route and then calls it render function. Something like this, right? Of course, that this get current route doesn't exist. We need to
make it
private function, and this returns route. We need to implement this first.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be pub, right? It's by default pub or not. I don't know. No, actually, there's no private pub.
But it's in the same module, I think.
Yeah. But what does it mean? Does it mean that I need to do here like self and this would be self? Otherwise, it's static, right? And we don't want it to be static. Why it doesn't work?
Because there is no current route.
Cannot find function get current route.
It takes time.
Oh yeah, now it clicked. Something like this, right?
Takes time for him to pick up. Like,
do I need this? It's not. All right. So what I mean is that this render function that we call at the bottom, this is this function. So we actually, what we need is, we need a trait. We need a trait.
Which one?
Right, because each route, or different, maybe this will work. So could I do like an implementation of route pull function render, and what it does, it just calls I'm lost. Where am I? I press something and render, and we need maybe self, right? And what we do input handler like this. Does it make sense?
Render, this is on route. Where are we now? This is route implementation. To render a route, you call input handler on this route.
Yeah, because input. But we need to unbox it first, right? How to do this? It's like get. No.
No, I think it's it will be auto unboxed.
Maybe we should just try and run it and see compiler errors, because, well, this is associated function, not a method. Yeah, because all of these need self.
Yeah, to be like methods.
Why it doesn't work? Associated function cannot have anonymous parameters. I don't understand. Can I start again? Field, not a method. Exactly, that's a field, not a method. Let me Google quickly. Rust.
Can you do it like this or something?
No, I think there was. I think that there's
like
like this.
Or something.
Something like that. Yeah. I would need to Google, but I think it's something like this. Let's test it. Yes. Expected closure that takes 0 arguments takes 1 argument. Oh yeah. This, let's take it away. Oh, no. That's the original issue that we have here. That's the original issue that we have here, because I want some kind of self here. Move self. And I want to do like print line doink self name. But now I want to make sure that the self is actually, can I do here like self? Is it even legal? No, of course not. The self value is not available. Of course it's not. I don't know how to do this.
It needs to be a type.
Bogdan, where are you?
Damn it.
I don't know how to do this. Eventually input handler. But wait, no, fuck input handler. I mean render. Not input handler. It doesn't matter. This matters. But maybe the render function. It shouldn't be a function. Maybe this should be a class.
Or like a method that receives what? No, I think it needs to be part of a route.
You're right. We can. What it does, it has route. Okay, and here could move self. The self is used in static method. Okay, how about let's do this again, right? Why it doesn't work? Route name is not public. It must be public. And wait, because I'm gonna lose it. And this is a render of this guy. Render of this guy. So in theory, I could do something like this. But now what do you want? Missing field in route initializer route. Add missing fields. Oh, yeah. This render is actually this.
Why is he complaining now?
Complains about everything now.
Mm-hmm.
A field
because,
type must be specified.
I think in the definition of this one,
you
cannot mention this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're right.
This as well.
Much better now. Let's try it out. Play. Almost. This function takes 0 arguments, but 1 argument was supplied. Yes, because input handler actually. Why input handler? Render, my head. Huh? It's render. It's render, and what it expects? It's route, but it took route. And actually, we want this. I forgot what was it. Control K, Control Alt.
For what?
That doesn't matter. We want this to be unmutable reference.
Shared reference.
And same goes for that, I guess. No, doesn't work like this. Doesn't work like this. Oh, almost. Found signature defined here. Move route. Expected due to this. What does it mean? Expect closure signature. Oh, so they want lifetime here.
Can we do like a reference here instead?
We should, yeah. And then I would like to clone this pretty much. Let me try. Move occurs because routes has the type vector route, which does not implement copy trait.
Current route is a
value
string.
moved here. Value borrowed after moved here. New routes.
Maybe we can, would it help if we extract this? No, cannot move. First route.
Try.
Is there a way to say something like get? What does get return? Some option. Cannot move.
What does it return? Let me see. It returns cannot move. But can I say that this is... Can I do like this? Will this make sense? Binding routes declared here. So we take new routes. We take the ownership. That's fine. Borrow of routes occurs here. So we borrow read only. And here... No, I don't understand. So fur... Oh, wait. This must be... I don't know how to do this. So actually, we need to clone the name first. Let name, we need to clone the name first before name, right? We need to clone the name first before we actually move routes.
Because we need...
So we take read-only route here, and then we clone its name, and then we move the ownership of routes into the router, and we move ownership of the clone. So in theory, this should be fine. Yes,
maybe it's
this was
better
fine.
Would it make sense that the route on its own has a flag, like? But that would be hard to maintain. That only one can be a current one.
Yes, this is something that must be solved, but I would...
we can do it later, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So what's going on right now? If we run this?
I'm actually super happy that we managed to understand the borrowing mechanism with this one. That was amazing. Yes, up to next issue. Self is a reference, so the data it refers to cannot be borrowed as mutable.
What does render expect here? Mutable function on route. Is that a problem? Like that this is a mutable function?
Why does it consider changing this mutable? But why? Why does it need mutable reference? I don't want mutable. Can I do like this? Will this change something? No, it doesn't change anything. I don't understand.
Maybe like this, or?
Yeah, but okay, maybe we need mutable, yeah. Maybe we need mutable.
And here as well when you're calling.
Can you run it? The binding is already a mutable borrow. Cannot borrow as mutable. Yeah, this should be better. Immutable borrow occurs here. Mutable borrow occurs here. Mutable borrow later used by call. I don't think this is possible. No. I don't think we can pass the self here. Maybe we shouldn't. Actually, maybe we shouldn't. No, we should, because that's... Damn it.
Do we need this mutable?
I don't know how to do this. Don't ask me, ask the compiler.
Damn it. Where is he now?
Cannot be borrowed.
Is this because of these things are here functional, like mutable? Like, can we try with fn? Like,
I think this. Where are you? It's not input handler. It's about the render thing.
I'm just wondering, like, if this makes what happens now. For example, if we say render is a function, what will happen now?
We could clone it there.
Render is a function. Rust is fun.
Oh yeah, I see where you're going. Maybe this makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, there is some other thing. Not yet implemented.
Finished. That's fine.
Okay, so what
That's nice.
So what I changed here is like we're using like this function trait instead of mutable function.
Yeah, that makes sense. At least for now. But where is it? First of all, where is not implemented? It's the to-do function. Get current route. Oh, that's why it's not implemented. Okay, it's fine. So now we just need to do the get current function.
Get current route.
Get current route.
What is this self? Self is
yeah, so we need self routes, filter, find, iter find. And now there is some route, and the route name is equal to current name, self current route.
But found option. So there needs to be such a route, right? We can
yes.
We can just say expect.
Must
Yeah.
be set. Thank you. Now the problem is that it returns reference. I mean, that's not a problem. I don't know if it is a problem. I don't know. Let's just see.
Yeah.
Run this.
Oh, hello.
Oh, it worked. Holy crap.
Okay.
It worked.
Why?
Why does it work?
Like, should not. Okay.
Amazing. So we have a router, dude.
Does it mean this
crazy.
set of routes gets stored here, and we call render, and this guy here decides that the first one is the best one, and it stores it as a current route. And then we call render, which takes the current route by picking from all of these routes we need to resolve by the current route, and call the render on it later. And this is calling pretty much the render on the route, which is this thingy here. And the implementation of this rendering is here pretty much.
Yes, okay. This is suboptimal, but currently it's more than enough. Because this is pure Rust. There's no Ratatouille, no nothing, no cross term. But next thing, I would want this to be inside a loop, right? Or actually inside a while app is running. And we could do handle input. Something like this. So we would need let app is app new default. Right, something like this. Then app needs is running is a boolean, and we say bool is running true.
So while it's running.
And now the tricky part. I would like to disable it on the first iteration, right? So when we execute this handle input, so we need to pass mutable mutable reference to app. And now the question, is it even possible? Yeah, you cannot borrow in. Oh yeah, because this must be a mutable app. So now if I implement this function, create method handle input, self and app. What is this? I want to say is running is false. What is this? Pub create function.
You can remove it. That we
like
don't
this?
need anything. You don't need even pub for now.
Yeah, it is. No, we need pub.
I think we're all in the same module, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but we will move it to different things. So on the first iteration, we will say that the app should stop running, then render, and then it will stop running. I will play this. And it worked. Okay, nice. So now we have a global state.
Default.
But the render should take app as well. Let's I would say immutable.
Actually, should not mute
just
it. Yeah, exactly.
But let's go to this app and let's. Oh, it has already name. It's called world. Okay. Then in our it's app, and this is where's that button? 6.
Which one?
That's app, right? And we take the route and we should pass it down here. Right? And this should as well take
like
app right here.
Reference.
Oh man, I don't like this propagation. It sucks. And then we need to update all of these that it takes. That it takes app as well, right?
Yep.
And we need to do the same here. Crappity crap. Anywhere else? And
let me
here,
check what happens here if I enable cargo check on my machine. Maybe he'll have faster feedback.
Print line, and I would say this, and I wanted to do like that. I say hello, and now I want to take app name.
It can take some time for
so
him
we
to
should
recover.
See hello world.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like it's frozen. I don't know. I will click play. Let's go and see if this worked. It worked. Hello world. It's nice. So now we have the first part of the plan is done. Second part would be to change the context to different route. We need a second route, which is settings. And the second route needs to take input from us and change the global state.
Yep. Input handler. Why does because does Rust support creating, like, giving names to these arguments? Probably not. Because it's hard to understand, like, what is what here. What is an input handler? What is a render handler?
Yeah, this sucks. I would need to Google. What is this? Rust name parameters. Is there something like this? It's supposed to call a function Rust naming its parameters. Named arguments. There is something like named arguments.
But only for structs, I think, not for like a function parameters.
No, you're right. It doesn't exist.
Okay, so for this, does this thingy support? How are these called? Hints. Inlay hints. Okay, parameter names. I was hoping that Rust Rover will render some helpers here for the, but not.
Yeah.
So this render
right now.
So this render handler, he has like a global app model, but later we will have to be specific to get like whatever he needs, something specific to him, right? But this come later, like his model.
No,
he needs for rendering,
that's the thing. So this is kind of the interface only, and it needs local and global state. Local state, that's the route, and global state, it's the app.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the interface. State. Every renderer needs this. Now, what it does with it, that's entirely different story, right?
But how will, for example,
so renderer needs access to both.
Let's imagine we have this like. I will copy this one and say this is now settings. So like both of those render functions need to get precisely what they need, model I need. Or I'm wrong about this, right?
And now tell me, how will the router know which model is required here?
So the model needs to...
Not model, router. So who's calling these functions?
This is router, like, calling them.
Exactly. So now how the router knows which
he needs to resolve this, like... He doesn't know it, but they should know it.
Exactly. That's why you just pass the whole context, the whole scope. Not scope, the whole state. Let's say global state, which is the app. And it's immutable, so it's safe. The renderer will just pick all the information that it needs and render it.
But what will be like in the future in this model, global model here? Or the other way around. How will I resolve what I need? Like, I need to get really reference to something that is very specific to me here, right?
For example, app.name.
App.name. Okay. The app.name is a current like path or the name of the route, right?
No, current path is the route. It's route.name. That's
route name.
The parent. Current path is a route.name. So in the route, there's local state. So the state bound to the current view. Now there's other problem, and I maybe that's what you mean. So every route has different state, different model, right?
Yes. How do I get
so that's
this?
a problem.
This is my question.
Yes.
So you're right. So
route. That's why I would suggest, instead of using, for the renderer at least, instead of using closures, I would rather pass an object that implements thread called renderer or something like this. Right? So let me make an example. So we have we have trait renderer, right? And there's like function render, which takes route, which is a route, and it takes app, which is app, right? And that's it. And now I have struct hello renderer, right? And then there is struct settings renderer, right? And now this guy has something maybe that is
a concrete model.
Yeah. But let's have just different properties here. For example, hello renderer is like the line to show, which is a string, right?
Mm-hmm.
And settings renderer has
label. I don't know.
Label just string. Oh, actually, this needs app name input string, right? And this app name input will be copied to global state. So this is responsible for app name. And this is some random line of text, okay? And so we have two renderers. Now, where are these? Instead of having this, I would create here an instance of the renderer, but this means that here we expect the renderer is pretty much this. We expect the render. Whoa, what is this?
The trait, like you need din, like.
Why?
Can you be like this actually? Something that implements renderer. Because this is like a trait, right?
I don't know. No, I'm confused. Trait object must include the din. So actually both.
No, it cannot be like. I think like the problem now is that it would really have to be like this.
Still not really.
Renderer.
Okay, let's say it's fine. But now the renderer needs two things. First of all, it needs implement renderer for hello renderer, right? And I want to
You press probably Alt Enter or something.
I try, but it doesn't work.
Okay, maybe I can help you.
Thank you. Right, and now we copy this guy. This is the hello renderer point. Done, and the same we do for hello and setting renderer. I'll move this guy below.
But we'll put like self. We need self right here somewhere.
I copy this. What?
I will put like self. I think this is needed. I think.
Yes, you're right. We need self. Method render has self declarations, not a thread. Add self to thread. Yes, add self to thread.
Oh, self.
Not threads.
What?
What? You already added it. I don't know. I have weird lags. Okay. Doesn't matter. So this is now we have renderers. And now instead of having these boxed thingies here.
This is getting better now, I think.
We just want. Oh, but we need new or default. Let's implement. Oh, not implement. It's Oh, but now that's the question. No. Yeah, we need implement hello renderer, which has function new, and it returns self, and it returns self. And there's nothing to return here, or? Oh, no, there's line to show. The line to show. Okay, whatever. The line to show, and let's say we take this, and that's a string. Okay. Not really. What's wrong?
Why is he complaining now?
It doesn't work for me.
Oh, I know. No. Actually, this is like a static function, new, and then you get a parameter. the line to show.
I don't understand.
No, actually, this should
No,
not be
it
the case.
shouldn't be the problem.
Actually, now it's better, right? Okay, it takes time probably to render.
So what it means, hello renderer. So now I want to get here and say hello renderer, new, and welcome to the jungle. And this must be string. And it doesn't work.
Type
Expected
box.
box. Why is it has?
God damn it!
Does it have to be a fucking box?
Actually, let me try to fix this. Let's not box.
Like, I don't want to box everything. This is.
Yeah. So route new. So maybe let me try something. May I try something?
Absolutely. How can I follow you now?
There is. You need to click on my name, I think, somewhere. So we want to change this, and maybe we can do it like this. What is this? Impl renderer, and this is can also be maybe. Why is he complaining now? Because this guy needs a box of things. Maybe we don't need this. Will this work? No one knows. Okay, so obviously it can't be done. Let's box.
Boxy.
You were here, right? Why is he complaining now? The trade bound render is not.
Yeah, because now you need to create a different renderer here. Let's use the same. Let's use the hello renderer. I don't entirely understand why it must be boxed at this. No way. Oh yeah. Okay, doesn't matter. All right.
Because we are like. He needs to know the size of the value, like, and if you use dynamic, like dyne keyword, I think it's like it will be right. It's not known at a compile time, and then he cannot put it on stack, and I think that's why he needs to box it and put it on heap. Words.
Yeah. All right, but we have it now. It means that the renderer has a custom model.
I can see if I run it now. Damn it, we almost have it.
No, you cannot.
Probably I screwed up something while I was acting smart.
Now it expects life cycle or how to say lifetime.
Lifetime. Render. It's a box of something. Expected rate for function. Jesus Christ.
Well, no, this function. There's something wrong in
the signature. Sorry.
There's something wrong in the declaration in the signature. Yeah.
So render is probably this one, huh?
Line 36. Yeah.
We can make this renderer.
It takes 7 years for it to consider recent changes.
Why is he complaining? What is this? This is a box of the renderer, and this is a box of dynamic renderer.
Yeah, it's fine. It just needs
time to recover.
To kick in. Maybe can you force start it? Yes, that's a different problem. Self-render, it's not a function. And now self-render is actual an object.
What is this?
So self-render, yeah.
Dynamic renderer.
Self-render.render.
What does he need? A route and an app. What does he want now?
I think you can remove... Oh, faking it, yeah. Canister parentheses, yes. Render.
This is good programming.
We can rename it to renderer.
Where is this? The route
Or
has a
view.
render.
Maybe we just change it to view. View.render. Yeah, I think this is better name.
This is also view, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. All right.
Hello world. Nice. Okay, so now there's custom model for every view.
Correct. So we have this is very concrete. We need a settings renderer. We can make a pause
for input handling.
We could make a pause and do another streaming soon.
Yeah, sure. Let's finish the stream. I mean, that was pretty cool.
Yep.
It's something.
Exactly. And then we will call people again to help us.
Yeah. Noise. Okay, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Guys. Bye.
Cheers.